Have you ever wondered how the Bibles say about afterlife? The shift from the Old Testament's muted descriptions of the afterlife to the New Testament's vivid portrayals of heaven and hell represents a fascinating evolution in religious thought. As an atheist, I find this transformation not only indicative of the malleability of religious doctrine, but also a testament to its human origins. Far from being divinely revealed, the concepts of hell and paradise appear to be cultural constructs adapted over time to serve specific social and psychological purposes. Today, we dive into the concept of hell and paradise and its origins, its motives, and its place in Christian tradition. Welcome to Beyond Doctrine. 1. The absence of hell and paradise in the Old Testament. The Old Testament's focus on Sheol, a shadowy neutral realm, is strikingly different from the fiery hell and blissful paradise of the New Testament. Sheol is not a place of moral reckoning, but a destination for all the dead, regardless of their deeds. This lack of emphasis on the afterlife aligns with the pragmatic, this worldly orientation of ancient Hebrew religion, which concentrated on collective survival, national identity, and covenantal faithfulness. From an atheist perspective, the absence of an elaborate afterlife in the Old Testament underscores the idea that early religious texts were less concerned with ultimate cosmic justice and more with immediate practical concerns. Promises of earthly blessings for the righteous and punishments for the wicked served as a tool for social cohesion, emphasizing obedience and moral behavior within the community. There was no need for elaborate posthumous rewards or punishments when divine justice was expected to play out in the here and now. 2. The shift in the New Testament. By the time of the New Testament, Jewish thought had undergone significant transformations, influenced by centuries of interaction with other cultures. The introduction of Hellenistic philosophy and Zoroastrian dualism into Jewish thought provided the framework for the dramatic, eschatological visions seen in the New Testament. This evolution seems less like divine revelation and more like theological adaptation. Concepts like Gehenna, hell, and paradise were likely borrowed and reinterpreted to meet the needs of a new era. The political and social upheavals of the Second Temple period created a demand for hope and ultimate justice that earthly governance could no longer provide. The idea of eternal reward and punishment provided a powerful way to address the problem of apparent injustice in the world, a psychological balm for the oppressed, and a moral deterrent for potential transgressors. 3. The human origins of hellfire. The concept of hellfire, a place of eternal torment for the wicked, seems less a divine truth and more a psychological tool. It's a strikingly effective method of social control, designed to instill fear and enforce compliance with religious norms. The vivid imagery of eternal suffering found in the New Testament, such as in Jesus' references to Gehenna or the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, reflects a rhetorical strategy rather than a consistent theological principle. From an atheist standpoint, hellfire's origins in earlier traditions, such as Zoroastrianism and Hellenistic philosophy, further undermine its claims to divine authority. These concepts were not unique to Christianity, but were part of a broader cultural milieu, adapted and refined to suit specific religious agendas. Hell became a means of wielding power, a way to frighten believers into submission and ensure the perpetuation of religious authority. 4. Paradise as a promise of hope. Similarly, the New Testament's emphasis on paradise, a heavenly realm of eternal bliss, reflects a human desire for hope and meaning in the face of suffering and mortality. The imagery of paradise borrows heavily from earlier traditions, such as the Garden of Eden, and from external influences, like the Zoroastrian concept of a celestial paradise. For the early Christian movement, which appealed primarily to marginalized and oppressed groups, the promise of paradise was a powerful incentive. It offered solace to those enduring hardship, assuring them that their suffering was not in vain and that ultimate justice would prevail. However, from a secular perspective, this promise appears more like an emotional crutch than a divine truth. 5. The ethical implications. The development of heaven and hell raises important ethical questions. If these concepts were human inventions, their moral implications must also be scrutinized. Hellfire, in particular, has been used throughout history to justify horrific acts of coercion and violence, from the Inquisition to modern-day religious extremism. The fear of eternal punishment has caused untold psychological harm, perpetuating cycles of guilt, shame, and anxiety. Conversely, the promise of paradise can foster passivity and complacency, encouraging believers to accept injustice in this life with the hope of eternal reward. This deferral of justice to the afterlife can undermine efforts to address systemic issues and create a better world here and now. Conclusion. The evolution of hell and paradise in biblical thought reflects the adaptability of religion to human needs and cultural influences. These concepts served practical purposes, offering hope, enforcing moral behavior, and providing a framework for understanding life's injustices. However, from an atheist perspective, they are best understood as human constructs rather than divine truths. By recognizing the cultural and historical origins of these ideas, we can better understand their role in shaping human thought and behavior. More importantly, we can question whether such constructs are still necessary or ethical in a modern, secular world. Should we continue to perpetuate beliefs in eternal reward and punishment, or is it time to seek more rational and compassionate ways of addressing the human condition? What do you think about the concept of hell and paradise? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you found this exploration meaningful. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.